February 21st, 1965, the former Nation of Islam leader Malcolm X was shot and killed in front of his family by assassins identified as members of the Nation of Islam. As he was about to give a speech in Harlem, New York, he was 39 years old. His assassin was a man named Thomas Hagen. Though Malcolm X had two other assassins, Hagen was the only man who admitted his role in the 1965 assassination of Malcolm X. Hagen was in his early 20s and a radical member of the Nation of Islam the day he entered the ballroom armed and ready to kill. Thomas Hagen had many motives to kill Malcolm X. In the 1960s, Malcolm X clashed with Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam, over the direction of the organization, among other issues. In 1963, Muhammad suspended Malcolm X from the organization as punishment for his comment that the assassination of President John F. Kennedy was an example of the chickens coming home to roost. While on suspicion, Malcolm X had learned the truth that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the father of 8 children by 4 teenage secretaries. When he came to confront Muhammad, he realized that the man that he once praised was the man he thought he was. After that, Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam, converted to traditional Islam, and started to speak out against the nation. Malcolm X received many death threats from the Nation of Islam members. His home in Queens, New York was set on fire a week before his death. The New York Times presented a quotation from an interview he gave on February 18th. "I'm a marked man. It doesn't frighten me for myself as long as I felt they would not hurt my family. No one can get out without trouble, and this thing with me will be resolved by death and violence." Because Thomas Hagen's allegiance was to the nation's founder, he was outraged that Malcolm X had broken his ranks while speaking out against the nation and its founder. He would later tell Perot that he felt the urge to kill Malcolm X because of his comments about the nation's founder. Many people felt that the Nation of Islam ordered Malcolm X's assassination because of him leaving and speaking out against the nation. Thomas Hagen denies this. He says, "I can't say that anyone in the Nation of Islam gave us the idea or instructed us to do it. We did this ourselves for the most part, yes." Hagen had been sentenced to 20 years to life imprisonment after being found guilty at the trial with 2 others in 1966. Hagen was released in 2010. The 2 other men were released in the 1980s and have long denied the involvement in the killing of Malcolm X. He is still a Muslim to this day, but no longer a member of the Nation of Islam. He volunteers at the mosque to help young black men. He told the parole board that he one day hopes to become a qualified substance abuse counselor, but he will always be known as the man who assassinated Malcolm X.